All right, what's up, YouTube world? We're back again. We're going to try another color of plugging. I got my assistant manager here, Kenzie, and we are going to work on this one here. We had a customer that wearing a glove, his span was a little too long. So with the glove, your span shortens up. So we're going to work on this. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all the support. And I'm going to let Kenzie take over. She's going to walk through how we do everything. I showed you in the previous video that we kind of buffed the top of it with a small little Scotch-Brite pad. It makes sense. And this is how she's doing it. So again, we are using our scale, and this is just a standard food scale you can get off of Amazon. It's like, I don't know, 20 bucks. And she's putting 1.7 ounce of part B. Now she's going to put in part A. But it's when the coloring starts happening. That's where this part gets really, really tricky. Now, mind you, the Arctic Vibe is a hybrid. So it's going to have a little bit of pearl in it. And anytime you have pearl, what's the first step you do, Kenzie? What do we add first?
Pearl.
There we go. All right, so it's all on Kenzie now. Oh, great. You got it already on the new... What? Fired.
Oops, oh well. Alrighty. So, since it is a hybrid, it does have pearl in it, but this one is 2 parts solid, 1 part pearl. So, I'm not going to worry about the pearl right now because the main part that I'm looking at is this white right here. So, now you can see that this CS hybrid has a brown, orange, yellow tint to it, right? So the best way to find out which colors you need to cancel out is always adding white. White is your best friend, especially when you're looking to see if you have the color correct. Okay, and so now I'm just going to go like this. And now you can really see what color this is. It's like a amber kind of yellow. Kind of reminds me of pancakes.
Pancakes. I'm hungry now. Thanks.
And I'm just going to keep adding a whole bunch of white. And again, this is that motive white. This is super thin. I rarely use the Vice white unless I really need to lighten up the color. Okay.
Now we found that you can actually intermix Vice with motive.
Correct.
We have found that you cannot mix Vice with turbo. Just doesn't work. We don't know why, just doesn't.
Okay, and so now we have a light enough color that we can start canceling out this color here. So, what is that?
So when you talk about canceling out, you're trying to...
Yeah, here, we'll do a quick art lesson. So, we have this lovely tool here. You can find these online. All you need to do is search color computer, or just look up a normal color wheel. So now we're going to look at what color this looks like most, right? So if we go with white added, because that's what we added, was white. It's not quite that orange. It's kind of a little bit in between these two colors here, right? So now we'll go to the opposite end of the color spectrum. So that means we either need to add purple or blue purple. That's violet and blue. I always start with the primary colors. Primary colors are going to be your yellow, red, and blue. And if you have the primary colors, you can make any color your mind can think of. So I'm going to grab my red and my blue, and since this already has yellow, this is what I'm going to start with. So of course, red and blue make purple. You would think that you could just use the purple to get to this color, but this purple has a little bit too much red in it. So you'll notice when you put it into the solution that you'll have to cancel it out even more. So now I'm going to add a drop of blue. Just a drop. Mix that in. And now it should turn a tealish green. Bam.
Yeah, I know you guys are thinking the same thing. I'm like, how in the beep? Yeah, first time she told me how to do silver, I freaked me out.
Now a drop of red. Oops, that made it onto the stick. That's okay. Now the crazy thing is color theory all of these colors will eventually neutralize themselves just based on how they interact with each other. So that wasn't enough red. You can tell that the red is not as pigmented as the blue is. So maybe a second drop of red. And if you ever go too far, that is okay. It can be fixed, I promise.
So now it's looking like cement color, kind of gray.
But now the best way to see what color it is, put it on a white backdrop. So I just take my thing right here. Right? Okay. So it's still gray, so I'm going to add more white. See if I can't lighten it up a little bit more.
That was a lot of white.
Like I said, I don't count, or I don't do by drops. I just kind of go. Okay, and so now we have this color. And it looks weird because it's in this cup, but as soon as I start putting it onto the ball, you can see that it's a dark gray. So all I need to do is keep lightening it. So now that I need to lighten a lot, I'm going to take the Vice White and just kind of go to town in there. And now the Vice, of course, takes a little minute to stir into there and really lighten up that color. Come on, mix it. You can see it gets all stringy, and that's why I don't use it right off the bat. Okay, so now you can see it's even lighter now. But this white has a tint of purple in it. That's because of that purple in here. So we'll just keep going. And unfortunately, white is the hardest color to make in here.
So now you're using the Vice color, which is a heavy concentrated pigment. So a little goes a long way with that.
And now it's okay if you stir this too fast. All you have to do is let it sit on the counter for a couple of seconds and the bubbles will all rise back up to the top. Need to get like a whisk for this one.
They have them. We can get them.
What's that whisk that you can push up and down and does the spinny thing?
No. How about one of those ones they make the froth on the coffee?
Yeah.
It might make too many bubbles.
Yeah, I think it would. But all right, so now we're pretty close. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to get white without getting there. But what we're going to do...
So it still has some gray overtone to it.
Yeah, we're just going to... If you're worried that you're adding too much pigment into this color, you can always add a little bit more hardener. And it should harden up. And by a little bit, I mean, just a couple drops more. Get into the lighting here.
That looks pretty good. It's getting there.
Yeah.
What'd you think, people? That was pretty close. Now, mind you, you're not going to get... It is so hard to get to that actual color because of the fact that we don't have the combination that they actually use. But that's pretty freaking close.
Yep, and I think that is what we're going to pour in there.
All right.
If I add any more, I think it's just going to be too much. So now I'm just going to let that sit there for a second while I clean off the tops of these.
Now, like we said, clean the tip of your plug colors and make sure you pay attention to which cap you're putting on. Worst thing that could happen is you put a red cap on a white bottle, you are done.
Been there, done that.
And again, use some tissue or whatever.
Yeah, whatever you have available. If you have like an old dish rag that you don't like, and
just remember, it is going to get on you.
Yeah, I don't care about colors getting on me. I get stained all the time, and so if I don't know which color the cap goes, I just put it on myself and get a little dot, and I'm like, oh, it's that color.
All right, so are you gonna add a little purple swirl to that, or
I
try to?
I am, but this is time sensitive swirling. So unlike, your normal overnight plug where you can take as long as you need to swirl the colors, this I have to work pretty fast. So I will pour this in, do the same thing as I did in the other video, let it sit there
See,
for a
this
second.
one for myself, because we added so much color, I probably would be scraping the cup to bring it all out.
That's why I just let it sit here. Balance. Thank you.
And then our wonderful Pearl, she's going to put some in, not a whole lot.
I might need a new Pearl bottle soon. Get in there. Okay. So now that everything's in there, I don't want to get that on me later. All right. So now I'm going to mix this.
Now you see how it lightened up just a touch.
I'm going to mix this a little bit less than how I mixed the black in the last video. Just until it starts to get barely warm in my hands. And that's what's going to be the time sensitive. I need to make sure I have my purple on hand.
And sorry for as long as it takes, but this is how it works out. I mean, some colors takes a little bit longer than others to get it going. And then there's some that's like Pearl and blue, and we're good to go. We're already
and
running.
Then it all depends on the day. Sometimes, you're just having a rough day and you're like, I don't know which color goes where. I'm lost.
So
now I won't fill it up all the way.
She stopped just below.
Yep. And so now I'm going to add some Pearl into there. I forgot that you cut the Pearl tip to where it gushes in there.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to add a couple drops of purple. That purple's super dark, but this purple that we're trying to get to is not. Or maybe it's darker than that. I forgot how much water I added. Trust the process.
Yeah, see that purple come out? Look at that.
Okay, and now I'll do this as this little bit of a lighter purple. And just kind of... Gotta do the sound effects. If you don't do the sound effects, it doesn't turn out right.
Yeah, nothing works. Like, when someone says, hey, I did this, do that again. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, we're full of humor in here, people. Apologize.
Now I got a little bit darker. And last one, I'll do it just a touch darker. I can feel I've got stuff on my hand. Oh, just a clear one. And now it's getting really hot, so now I have to do this relatively quickly.
And there you have it. So you can see it. It's pretty darn close, people. I mean, that's not easy to do. The dark pigment of this CS hybrid is something to learn. And lucky for me, I have an art student that tries to teach me things on how to do it, and I still don't listen. I'm a guy, we don't listen. But anyway, there you go. That's how Kenzie does her white colors using the CS hybrid with motive colors and a little bit of vice colors. So again, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all the support, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, Kens.
Bye.